Greetings everyone, and thanks for tuning in to another Great American Survival. I'm Marvin Forer, and in today's video, we're going to be making an extension for our E-Z-GO landing net. Now this is our floater, and what happened is my grip finally wore out on this net, as you see here. And what it's going to do is it's going to make it that much harder for me to hold on to. And I don't want to waste the net because it's a great net. I love the rubberized texture of the net itself. It makes it where it's a little harder to hook up, run a hook through it or anything like that. But what we're going to do is I'm going to run over here to Ace True Value, buy myself a wooden dowel that's going to fit in this piece, and then I'm going to buy a piece of PVC that's going to go over all of it. Probably pick up some type of adhesive, probably JB Weld or something like that, but we'll have to wait and see what they have. And I'm going to make myself a nice little, probably couple foot extension on this to make it just a little easier to use to land those big fish. So if you're interested, stick with us. We'll show you how to do it. This video is intended for all ages. All right, so we're back from Ace True Value and came with what we needed. So we ended up having to purchase a 4-foot section of 3/4 inch dowel. And this is not necessary, but I wanted to add a little flotation, a little buoyancy, and I had a little more stiffness in case there was anything wrong with how tight it was. I wanted to make sure it wasn't I didn't want anything to break. I'm trusting PVC to do its job, and I think it's going to do great. But you're going to take a 48-inch section of this, and we're going to cut that thing down to 22.5 inches or 58 centimeters. So that's going to set you back about $2.50 for that piece of that wonderful guy. This is ours cut down, marked, and we've got some holes drilled so we can put it on here. Then we ended up buying 1-inch Schedule 40 in a 12-foot section. Going to set you back about $12.50. Good thing is it's useful in a lot of other projects, especially kayak related. But this right here, $12.50, and we're going to cut it down to 27 inches or 69 centimeters. Then we purchased some JB marine weld, and then we bought a 1-inch cap. And I drilled the end of it, and I'm using one of these pull bungees. I'm going to feed it through here, and it'll make it where I'll have a lanyard attachment, something to put my hands through. Very simple. And that, I found these online. These are paddle grips, and I'm going to slip those over this 1-inch section. And the good thing about these is they'll stretch, but just soap them up really well and they'll slide on. So let's get started. So the way we start this off is we're going to take our aluminum E-Z-GO net, and we're going to take our dowel, and we just want to put it inside, and we want to drill a hole through here and into the dowels so it'll hold it in place while we glue it. Once we glue it, you see there's a little bit of wiggle left and right, but if we pump, we're going to put our glue inside, and then we're going to put this in there, and we're just doing it to keep it in place. But we're going to put 2 screws. We're going to put one here now, and then the other is going to go through both pieces, the pipe, 2 PVC pipe, and this. So that's going to add even more strength to it, which is exactly what we want. Now, in case you're wondering why I cut it as short as I did, when I install this in there, I want it to have enough room inside this pipe to where when I put the cap on, the ball bungee is still there. Now you can put a screw through here. I got a screw set to go through here just to keep it in place, just to make sure it doesn't come off. But honestly, it's not really going to go anywhere. But being I am attaching a attachment point, I figure better safe than sorry. So I'm just going to be using little Phillips head screws. That's what's going to be holding most of this together while it dries. So I'll show you now. All right, so we're going to cover this with glue. We're going to smear some glue in there, and then we're going to try to get as much of it in there so this has more to bite to, and then we'll put our screws in. Very cool stuff. I do recommend putting down something just to cover all your stuff, just to keep everything from getting this stuff. When this stuff gets on something, if you don't get it off when it's dry, before it dries, it's not coming off. I mean, it's just good stuff. This is marine weld, and it's a waterproof bonding agent, or panel adhesive, I should say. Very cool. And by doing all our pre-measure and all our markings, it only goes in so far. So we're gonna get it to there. And the best thing to do is use like a toothpick to find your hole. It makes it easier because we know it's there already, but if you didn't, you can just punch through all of it and not worry about it. All right, so those are our screws. And what I'm gonna do is use a nail. I don't have any toothpicks out here. Man, I got lucky, almost straight through. Perfect, first try. That's awesome. I'm gonna leave that sitting there. I'm gonna get my screwdriver. Let's put it to it. Nice and tight. Take our brush, smear it around, just to give it every little bit of bite. That's what we want. Now we're going to do the same thing to this pipe, and then we're going to stick that on there next. And we're going to put screws through it just to hold it all together, just to make it where there's not as much noise. It's not bouncing around. We don't want any of that. There's enough noise when we're out kayaking. We don't need to bring some with us. So, as you see, that's the other side where I put my other screws. Got one there. That one's the other side. That one's already marked. Gotta love that. And we got one more way up here. Perfect. I'm excited, you guys. We just want to make sure we get the inside coated. Best thing also is to make sure you use something to scour, like mar the inside. 80 grit sandpaper, 60 grit, 36 grit. Just put it on that dowel and run it through here and just rough up the inside so it sticks better. Now we're going to take this. We're going to slide this on our dowel. With the screw on there, it makes it a little harder to push on. Just keep your net out of the way. You don't want that glue getting on it. There we go. All right, so I got a little worried I was going to get it on my net when I got the squish factor going. Ran it up there, got this. These are our two set screws that are going to hold that whole thing up, and all that glue is going to just keep it from ever coming loose. Super cool. Next, like I said, took one of these, ran it through there, and that is going to allow me to put this on the back and still be able to insert it all the way in. Very cool. Just makes it easier to hold on to, gives you something, a little added grip. I will advise you put the grips on before you glue this on if you're gonna glue it on. Make sure of that, it's very important. All right, so let me just tell you, this right here is hard to do. Managed to get one of them onto there. I'm not bothering with the second one. Still gives me more than enough leverage to handle it. Might wrap this. There are several different companies that make ones that are the ones you slide on and you peel the inside out, pull it and it cinches down. That would be ideal. If you have access to those or if you want to pick those up instead, I'd go with that. I don't know how padded they are. I wanted this for padding. I can always grab further down. I think I even have some paddle wraps I could probably do what you use on golf clubs and bats. But super excited. I'm gonna take this out tomorrow. Like I said, put the cap on, got our bungee, ran a set screw through there. If you always want to, you can always use something smaller. You can use something like a nail, or you can use a screw and grind the tip off, but I wanna be able to access this and open it up if I need to, so I didn't glue it, I just put a screw in it. Very cool. All right, so there's our finished product. And I was surprised, the thing still floats. Even with me adding all this. If you wanted to, you could beef it up a little more, put some of that flotation foam inside of it instead of the dowel, but I think the dowel really adds a lot of strength to this. I really like it. I think it worked really, really well. I've used it on my last couple of fishing trips, and luckily I've caught some fish, so I've gotten to use it. I'll show you that real quick here. All right, throwing around this PC Fun Torrent today. It's been a great combo. I got it paired with a Dobbins Fury 6. There we go. Another one. Heck yeah. There you go. Bear down on that drag. There we go. That's a nice fish. Try to use my new landing net. See if I can use it. Heck yeah. Nice. There it goes. Go. Not a bad little fish. All right. Final results of the landing net is awesome. It works really, really well. I'm very happy with the results, and I love the fact that it just makes it that much easier for me to land fish, and I don't have to carry my big net around. This one I can still stow in the very front of my kayak, and it's out of the way. Did have to relocate my fish finder, which I'm not going to be able to do because I just don't like it over there. I want it back over here. It'll just make it a little harder for me to reach around, but I'll figure something out because that's what we got to do. Very cool. I'm very happy with the results. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it the old thumbs up. If you're new to our channel, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, join our community, and find out what else we got in store for this year. So hope you enjoyed it. God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you soon.